Hello, welcome to Offside on Tap. I'm back again, another show. Only a few days ago since did the last one. They've been thick and fast, aren't they, this season now, in the January period. I hope you're all well. It's very, very cold outside, very icy weather, but I'm sure the atmosphere is not as cold as it is at Old Trafford today. Obviously big news coming out of Old Trafford today. Get onto that very, very shortly. I hope you're all managing to get about, getting kids to school and stuff if they're already back after the Christmas break. That to come tomorrow myself, so fun. As well as obviously drama off the field, plenty on it as well in the last round of games, which I'll talk about shortly, affecting the title race. Games, late goals, game-changing goals, VAR bollocks again. I call it VAR bollocks because it is. More nonsense of that. And obviously a win finally for one of the teams in the relegation zone. Wolves finally get the goals and get the win on the board. Even though they're definitely going to go down. It's a big thing for them, isn't it? They're trying to avoid the worst team ever. We don't want that award, do they? So yeah, lots to talk about. I'll get into that shortly, but I'm going to go a little bit differently with my drink of choice in this episode, because it's -7, it says on my phone, something crazy like that outside. I don't know if it's going to snow in the next few hours, but because it's a little bit colder outside, I'm not going to have a cold drink. I'm going to have a whiskey. I did threaten this a couple of episodes back, actually. I do like a drop of whiskey, especially at this time of year. I've already had one, actually, before I started filming, just to get my eye in. I absolutely love it. So this is my whiskey that I drink on the occasion right now. It's Jameson's Black Barrel. It's a special sort of edition that they do, a blend of all their drinks that they do. Irish triple distilled whiskey, and absolutely love it, as I say, rather than the standard one. I like the standard one as well, but it's a little bit different, a bit more spice on this one. The Jameson Black Barrel, richer, deeper version of the original. It's double charred bourbon barrels. What makes it different? Double charred bourbon barrels gives it a more intensified note of butterscotch, vanilla, spice and toffee. I taste all that, to be fair, when I drink it. Just really nice. I drink it neat. I'm going to pour a little glass here. I had quite a good measure before now, but I'm going to have a little one because I'm going to bed after this. So a little dabble of whiskey again. To be fair, my measures are quite big, so a little one to me is pretty big. Just get me through this anyway. So put this bottle down. Don't want to spill this. Good stuff. Don't mind spilling a beer, but spilling this bottle would be devastating. So it's Jameson's Black Barrel. It's a very nice bottle, and it comes in a lovely box as well. This is actually a present for my other half for Christmas, so thanks, babe. I've had one bottle and I'm enjoying another one. Not tonight. In general, I've had one bottle. I'll be on my arse now if I've had a full bottle. So there you go. Cheers, everyone. That's my drink. If you're having a drink as well, enjoy that whilst you're watching this. That's it. So let's get on to the main points. Let's get on to the football. Week 20 talking points. Where else would we start except for the news today that Ruben Amorim has been sacked? Pretty much talked himself into this, I think, after the Leeds game, coming up with the comments that he wants to be a manager, manage all parts of the club. He's not a coach. Now I disagree with him saying he shouldn't be seen as labelled as a coach. I mean, his actual job title was head coach, so I don't quite understand that. But the difference is obviously between a manager and a coach. If you're in sales, you know. So managing is telling someone what to do, dictating. Coaching is leading by example, showing people what to do, teaching them new things yourself. And I think the best people out there at the moment, the likes of Eddie Howe, Areola, the coaches are the ones that are getting the best results right now. I don't think you can just be as strict as saying you're just going to manage the club, pick a team, tactics, etc. I think you've got to show people, and players want to be shown nowadays what they need to do. Get on the grass and do that. It's not easy for some of the older managers to do that, but they're still involved. But But yeah, I just think it's from the start with Amorim, it was the wrong choice, picking a manager that they knew had a very set way of playing with a 3-4-3 formation in a Premier League that doesn't really allow for it. 3 defenders at the back when most teams play 1 striker up top. It just doesn't really work for me with the wing backs. I mean, I say that Crystal Palace have actually done pretty well until recently with the same sort of formation, but a little bit more fluid with the players and the way they get around the pitch compared to Man United's team, who just seem to be a little bit lost all over the pitch, not knowing who's to do what. I just think from the start it was a wrong decision. Jason Wilcox, obviously, a lot to speak for that with his decisions, and the Ineos group as well. I just think Amorim's looked like he's wanted a way out of this for a while. When results started to go bad, probably 4 or 5 months, maybe before that, wasn't getting the results for the club that they wanted, and then he was getting questioned very, very early on, set in his ways, said he wouldn't adapt, wouldn't change to a different formation. He was very adamant about that. The irony is, he does it against Newcastle. Obviously, goes 4 at the back, and they go get a result. Yes, Newcastle did batter Man United pretty much most of that game, but the team looked a little bit more like they knew what they were doing, and everyone was set, and it looked like a bit more of a better defensive. They kept Newcastle out ultimately. Yes, it didn't have a lot going forward, but you can account for that with Mbeumo, Diallo missing, and they're the big players for Man United ultimately. See Fernandes now out as well, who's a little bit of a box-to-box midfielder, as we know, playing deeper for the club as he was. It brought a win, but I think now they're obviously getting Darren Fletcher in as an interim coach. There's talk of another interim coach coming in to the end of the season. I can't fathom that for the life of me. Why have a coach come in who's in the system and then get another one in for 5 months to the end of the season? I think if you're going to go to the end of the season before making a big managerial call, keep Fletcher in. I mean, what are they playing for? They're already out the League Cup. Lost to Grimsby on penalties early in the season. Yes, they've still in the FA Cup yet to play that, but the league is going to be a far stretch. They've got to be looking at maybe a Europa League place at best, I would say. So I think go with Fletcher. Maybe get a couple of people in around him in the coaching team that know the club, and go to the end of the season and play a different way. Play the way that United used to play, a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1, but just play the 4 at the back. That's my opinion. I think Amorim will go back to Portugal. Ultimately, he'll play his system again and he'll be successful, I'm sure, but it just wasn't right for this league. Possible replacements. Talk of a few people already today. Michael Carrick, obviously ex-player, did very well at Middlesbrough, brought them up from a very iffy team in the Championship up to the upper reaches. Couldn't get them promoted ultimately, but they were a really good team under him. Really high rated as well, knows the club. Maresca, I heard this on the radio today. Maresca has obviously come out of Chelsea just last week. Was already talk between him and maybe people in the club. He's got very good contacts at United with Wilcox and a couple of others from his Man City days. So I don't think Man United fans would be very happy with that one. I don't think you're really going much better than Amorim in terms of the quality manager there. Unai Emery, would he come out of a successful team, Aston Villa, fighting for the title, to join Manchester United right now? I can't see it right now. I think that would be an end of season thing, but even then I'm not 100% sure. Why would you leave a team potentially going to be Champions League next season for a team that you can't guarantee going to be in any European competition next season, Man United? And then there's also Roy Keane. Roy Keane his name always gets put forward, and it's always a jokey thing on This Is Football. But yeah, could he do a job for Man United? Not a great successful managerial reign at Ipswich or Sunderland necessarily, but he knows the club again. He get players playing, but has he really got a more modern way of playing? Does he know how to do that in a team that needs to go for titles to get itself going again? And the other one, Oliver Glasner, out of contract in the summer. Will United hold out for him? Done a very, very good job at Crystal Palace. I think that would be probably the best one of the lot for me. I think that would be a great signing for them. I think he'd get them all going. Very good tactical manager. I say he's a manager, not a coach. But they need to get players in that fit his system when the time comes. Whoever the manager is who comes in, they need to buy the players for the system, back the manager. I don't feel Man United have done that with Amorim. I really don't. But again, I just don't know what the plan was ultimately. I was never going to see out that 18 months he got left. So Man United, that's the main talking point today. The sacking, Amorim gone. Liverpool VAR goal given. This is the goal for the first goal of the Liverpool game when they equalised Fulham. Yeah, it's a bit of a joke, isn't it? For me, having seen it, I can't see how the goal's given. I can't see it's given. The lines on the pitch, the grass, the cut of the grass give a lot away, and every angle I've looked at, it just looks like the foot of Wirtz is past that line, and the line of the shoulder of the defender isn't over that line from the angles. And again, it takes 4 or 5 minutes to get to a decision. If it's taking that long to get to a decision with a semi-automated offside, with the human making the decision ultimately, then it's not offside for me. It's not offside. Sorry, it looks offside, but it shouldn't be offside. But it's taken so long, and I don't understand. It's either off or it's on. It's black or it's white. It's happened a few times this season already, and then it looks like the wrong decision's been made again to me. But they get the goal, and Wirtz gets another goal, second goal in 2 games. I just can't see why that's taking that long to do. It's beyond me, and the game's a bit of a joke at the moment with that. And I go on about it every time, but I have to get it off my chest. It's so frustrating. The game itself, Fulham deserved, got the draw very late on. I think looking like they were going to lose. Wonder strike from Harrison Reed. I think it was his first goal in 3 years in the Premier League. So what a way to do that after 3 years. Bending it in the top right corner, the outside of the boot. Loved it. Liverpool, they're drawing plenty at the moment, but they've recovered this season to get into the top 4. A little bit cut off from the top 3, but they're in 4th because the rest of the Premier League at the moment is squabbling over who doesn't want to play Champions League football. They're all drawing, losing games regularly, and it's really condensed the pack from sort of 5th down to 15th place. They're within 5 or 6 points for each other. Makes it really exciting in the middle of the pack. But we'd want more teams close to the top full on going into the season. And at the bottom of the table, there's the 3 getting cut off as well. You've got West Ham losing again, but losing to Wolves, and that's a big thing. Losing to the bottom club who'd only got 3 points up until that point and hadn't won a game. And I don't think Bowen alone is going to keep them up. They've got players in there who the subpar for me for a Premier League team. Tadibo at the back. I've mentioned earlier on this season. He was the star signing for the back line, and Newcastle dodged a bullet because we were linked with him. I'm glad West Ham took him off our hands. He's awful. It's like watching sideshow bad play football. Absolute comedy of errors. But they've signed 2 new strikers, West Ham, already in the window. They need the strikers in, they need the goals. They also need the defenders, if I'm honest. But goals win games. Castellano from Lazio. Pablo Felipe from Portuguese club Gil Vicente. Can they bring in some goals? Again, not proven Premier League players, so not guaranteed there. But they're in 3-4 West Ham, and they need to win games fast. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in big trouble because the teams above are picking up results above them. So, yeah, terrible. Man City dropping points again, 2nd week running. Drawing v managerless Chelsea. I'd have fully expected Man City to win the game, and they were comfortable at 1-0, if you can be comfortable at 1-0, right up until the 93rd minute, and then they go and concede, and it's proved costly for the moment. They're 6 points off the top now behind Arsenal. Arsenal breathe a huge sigh of relief, but I still think with Arsenal's habit of playing poorly February, March, it seems like every season it's been the same for a decade or more, it seems. They could still choke, and that will allow Man City back in. And of course, Arsenal still have to go to Man City in April at the Etihad and get a result. If that's a draw, depends what the situation is at that point. But they've still got to go there and get something, particularly if it is closer than 6 points at that point. And then I just want to finish off with disgraceful behaviour from. I I don't know who this person is on Instagram, but about an hour ago I was on there, and Joe Willock's posted on his stories the vile messages he's received from someone on their faceless profile. It always is, troll, racist messages, horrible things. I'm not going to repeat what was on the messages, but yeah, horrible. And it's just not on. And Meta, Facebook, all the companies, they need to out these people, not just out, they need to get them sent over to the powers that be, the police, hand them over to the law, because they need putting away. They need putting away for a long time. Whether they've got intent to do the things that they're saying they're going to do, whether they haven't, it's the fact that they're saying that and putting that person's life into making it hell. So it's just not on. And thank you, Joe Willock, for coming out and being brave and putting these people out. But again, profiles, you can go on any profile, on any social media, make a fake profile and do these things. It's horrific. It needs sorting out. It's been a problem for years now. Social media can be great, but also it can be horrific. And I want to wish obviously Joe Willock well. You won't see this, but wish him well and his family. It's not the first time either for Joe Willock. So whatever you do on a football pitch, it doesn't warrant this kind of behaviour. So get them locked up. That's it for my week 20 talking points. The big talking points. Get them off my chest. Week 20 predictions with my points. Another shocker, if I'm honest. Another shocker. Just the 3 correct results from the 10 games. A couple of those games that I did fail on were last minute, such as Liverpool to win. But yeah, no correct scores again, and that's where the points stack up. So 3 correct results, no correct scores for last week. I'm going to get into week 21 predictions now. Here we go. So the majority of these midweek games are on Wednesday night, which is not great because I'm on a late till 8 o'clock, but I'll try and get back and watch the Newcastle game, all the last bits of the Newcastle game. But the first one's Tuesday night, tomorrow night, and it's 2 teams really struggling, one slightly more than the other. West Ham at home to Nottingham Forest. West Ham, every game now is a massive game. You would say it's every game is the biggest game of the season from now on, but we've been saying that for a long time as they've been struggling. No win in 9 in the Premier League for West Ham, just 4 draws. And in 2025, they lost the most ever home games in the league in a calendar year, with 11 losses at home. So not going well for the Hammers at the stadium. At the stadium, there doesn't ever seem to be an atmosphere there, and the fans that even come out and say they hate it themselves. And yeah, it's not great. They play Nottingham Forest, Sean Dyche's team, who again on their own, a little bit of a slump. They've lost 4 in a row in the league, and they're not out of trouble yet. They're still down there. They've managed to climb out the bottom 3, but they're not getting much further up the ladder. And they'll be after revenge for August's game. If you remember back, West Ham scored 3 late goals to win the game out of nowhere. Randy Orton start out of nowhere. And I think Nottingham Forest are playing that much better than West Ham. Not much better, but that much better. They've got some really good players still in the squad, the Andersons and the Jesuses of the world. And I think they're going to win 2-1 at West Ham, Nottingham Forest. Wednesday night, Bournemouth against Spurs on the South Coast. And again, some stats here, like the odd stats. Bournemouth winless in 7 midweek games. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Spurs are also winless in 10 midweek games as well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the odds all will point towards probably a draw. So we'll see in a minute if I do go for that. But defence-wise, Bournemouth, they've got no issues scoring goals up top. Got some fantastic players, Kluivert, Krupies, Semenyo obviously, scoring goals, but they're conceding far too many. They've only conceded 1 less than Burnley have this season, and Burnley in the bottom 3. So that's contributed to them sliding down the table. Conceded 38 goals already in 20 games. And Spurs, they're going the same way as last year of their form. They're sliding down the table, bottom half. And Thomas Frank needs to get some wins in the bank, get them back into that top half. Because they can't guarantee a cup win this year in the Champions League, much tougher than the Europa League was. I'm going to go for Desmond, going to go for 2-2, Bournemouth versus Spurs. Next up, Brentford at home to Sunderland. Brentford, 34, another stat, 34 out of 39 points at home versus promoted clubs in their Premier League time. So do really well against teams that have come up the season before. They've got a striker who's in a rich vein of form. Thiago, left him on the bench for fantasy football and he goes and scores a hat-trick and I'm absolutely devastated. It's cost me in my leagues, my head-to-head league, and yeah, what a dickhead I am. Basically left Thiago out. It's his 14th Premier League, it's 14 goals now in the Premier League. Put Voltemada in. He's not even starting games now. Wissa's in the team, but I'm putting him back in this week. Don't you worry, but he'll probably not score against Sunderland. You just watch that now. What's this? Winless in Sunderland. Another stat. Winless in 9 late kickoffs. That's 7 o'clock or later. In the last 9 games, late kickoffs. So omens. Actually met a Sunderland fan at work today. He was born in Sunderland and left there when he was 3. Actually lives in Cheshire. I'm sure it was Cheshire. And he's still a Mackham fan. When I revealed I'm a Newcastle fan, we got a little bit of banter in there. Really good. Bought a mattress off me. It's good. It's good time. A good chat. But yeah, we had a good chat. Brentford. I'm going to go for Brentford to win. Just because, again, they're so good at home. Sunderland are missing all those players, but they're still picking up draws and still clinging on to their gap against Newcastle in the league. It's just 1 point now. But I'm going to go for Brentford to win 1-0. I'm going to try and whip through the rest because I've been on for a little while and I don't want to go over half an hour. Crystal Palace at home to Aston Villa. Oliver Glasner has the sparkle worn away as it all dissipated. They can't pick up a win for love and the money, and he's now being linked with a Manchester United job come the end of the season if they don't already get a full-time manager in before them, which is looking like they might not. And they're losing games and not playing well, having lost against Newcastle with a bit of a whimper. And then another manager that potentially linked with Man United, Unai Emery, and he's got his team drilled well, players doing well, and he's got Ollie Watkins scoring goals again, which is pivotal for them. It really is the difference maker. They were already getting results before that, but now he's scoring. They're looking really solid, really threatening up top, and I'm going to go for an Aston Villa away win, 2-1 against Crystal Palace. Next up, Everton versus Wolves. Seen videos of fans leaving, lots of fans leaving early, having gone 3-0 down at home to Brentford over the weekend, and they're not real fans. I don't care what people say. If you're leaving a game that you've paid to go to, and you're leaving after 50-55 minutes, then you're not a real fan. You're obviously just not a real fan. You're not sticking with the team through thick and thin. And bollocks to you, basically. Get some proper fans in there who want the tickets, who want to go in the new stadium and watch the team play. And again, Everton haven't been playing that badly this season. They're still in 11th place. They're not playing that badly. What do you expect? Get true fans in. Wolves 2 unbeaten now. They've got nothing to lose. Everyone's saying they're down. They are down. But if they get a goal early at Everton, they'll smell blood, going for the kill. And I can see them getting the win here. I can see them getting the win where Everton have sort of had a little bit of a drop off. I'm going to go for a risky 1-0 away win to Wolves. So that's that game. Fulham v Chelsea, a London derby, posh London clubs. At the Cottage, Fulham are going to be safe this season. They're playing really well. They've had a bit up and down results start of this season, but they're picking up enough wins. Again, a nice draw against Liverpool. These are bonus points that will be not anticipated come the start of the season, so it's a bonus point to them, especially so late on in the game. Got a nice mix of youth and experience in their side, which helps certainly. Chelsea got a bonus draw against Man City. Looked like it's going to be a defeat, but they got a point, and that's fantastic with no manager in place. And Rosenior's now been brought in to steer the ship for them, so we'll see what happens with him. Fans disagreeing on whether he's going to be the right man for the job. Time will tell again. Again, I said earlier in the last podcast, English manager in a top club, top job. I like to see it. There's not enough of it in this Premier League. I'm going to go for Chelsea to win away 3-1 against Fulham. Next game, Manchester City at home to Brighton. Man City can't afford any more drop points, particularly at home. They are now 6 points off Arsenal, as I said. They need to keep going and keep getting the goals and the wins in, as they were doing for a while before that Sunderland goalless draw. Brighton have shipped 2 goals in their last 3 away games, in each of the last 3 away games, and they're clinging on to 10th place, top half of the table at the moment on goal difference. I can't see them getting any results here at Man City. I think Man City will bounce back. They won't make the same mistakes. They'll go 2 goals up, get the cushion in early, and Haaland's due a goal, so he'll probably score a goal or 2 here. Go for Man City to win 2-0. Next, Burnley against the other team from Manchester. Manchester United, again, tough week. It's going to be a tough week, but they need to get results still. The games come in thick and fast. Time stands still for no man, no club. Burnley finding goals hard to come by, and also clean sheets to come by as well. No win in 11 games. And Man United have only got a clean sheet 2 of the last 24 Premier League away games. They're missing those players, key players of Africa, Ibrahimo, Diallo, and now Fernandes as well, the injury. So they need these players back as soon as possible if they're going to have ambitions of getting European spots. It's going to be a tight game. I think Burnley will try and keep the door shut. It'll be a cold Burnley night. Going to go for a 1-1 draw, Burnley v Manchester United. There's no side either side are favoured, to be fair. But we're going to go for 1-1. Then Newcastle at home again. Really formidable at home against Leeds United, who are unbeaten in 7 in the league. And again, not just unbeaten, but beaten against really top teams. Twice Liverpool, beat Chelsea. The likes of Sunderland as well, draw with them and Brighton. So on a really good run, it's got them out of trouble. Newcastle need to get control of the game early, get a goal early, maybe like they did against Burnley as well, a couple of games back. I think Newcastle will get Wissa back up front again. He seems to be the option at the moment. He gives Newcastle something different up top, gets in behind, a bit more pace, good at closing down. It's the Newcastle way that we've been used to the last 3 seasons, with him who shall not be named up top. I'm going to go for a Newcastle 2-0 win at home against Leeds, but again, I don't think it'll be easy, and it could easily be a banana skin for Newcastle if we don't get on top of it early. And then finally, probably the most eye-catching fixture of the week, the only game on Thursday night, is Arsenal at home to Liverpool. 6-point cushion, great time to play Liverpool with them struggling. Ekitike possibly not back for the game as well. They do look a bit toothless up front, Liverpool, without Isak, without Ekitike. Salah, obviously, international duty. Cody Gakpo did get a goal late on, just to get the draw in the end against Fulham. But Arsenal playing so well. They'll have the home crowd behind them under the lights. I think they're going to hammer Liverpool. I'm going to go for a 3-1 home win, and that will keep them a minimum of 6 points ahead of everyone else, depending on the results as well. So Arsenal to win 3-1. So that's week 21 predictions. I'm going to go straight into Tricky's Treble. I've got 2 minutes. Last week, I don't know if you saw my short video, but won in the end, cashed out very late. I'd have lost, but Liverpool with the draw, but I cashed out 5 seconds before Fulham equalised. So we got Tricky's Treble in, 3rd win of the season. £13 in the pot, takes the pot to £30 for the season now for Dementia UK. As I say, the trebles, half the winnings go to Dementia UK. For the midweek games, I'm going to go for a £5 stake with Sky Bet. I'm going to go for Manchester City to beat Brighton, Chelsea to beat Fulham, and Newcastle to beat Leeds with the return from the £5, £22 and 3p, which means £11 to Dementia UK if it comes in. Hopefully it comes in. Thank you for watching. If you can please like the video if you have liked it. Subscribe to videos if you haven't already. It really helps. I'm getting up now. I'm getting up above 60. It's gone very quickly up above 60. And if you can share the videos, even better. Get people to go on there. I'm also on TikTok with the shorts as well. Thank you everyone for watching. If you do want to predict your comments as well before I go, 1.4 correct result, 3 points for correct scoreline. Put them in the comments section after you've watched the video. Hope your team does really well this midweek. Lots of games to enjoy. Stay warm, stay safe on the roads as well. And I'll speak to you afterwards, ready for the weekend games. Cheers everyone. Have a great week.